illusion of wealth is a trap. Focusing on money alone is a trap. Focusing on thing that can solve all your problems is a trap. Focusing on what it means, the value behind it, what can money do for you for security, for protection, for your relationships. Now it becomes purposeful, but not the other way around. Don't be a Scrooge. Don't end up in a cold room counting money, focusing on the things that don't matter in life. Let's focus on the things that matter most to us. Let's live a rich life. That is the key to success. The illusion of wealth is a trap. Living richly is better than being rich. What does it mean? What does it mean when someone says living richly? What is the illusion of wealth? The thought process is the more money I have, the better life becomes. The more money you build, the easier everything gets. We all know more money also is more problems. People understand this concept. But what does it mean to really live richly? And what happens if you're not living richly? The best way to paint a not living richly life is to think of Scrooge. If you think of the old story of Scrooge, you think of an older man sitting in a cold building where he's barely heating it, counting his coins, counting his money. See, people still do this today. They watch their stocks all day long. They look at their wallet with their Bitcoin, and they spend all day thinking and talking about money. It's a hobby, but it's not living richly. What does living richly really mean? This comes out of my book. There's a story that I share from when my boys were younger many years ago, and my oldest son, who's got that entrepreneur brain, kind of looked at me as I was shutting out the light one night and walking out, and he said, "Dad, would you be rich if you didn't have us?" And I kind of chuckled and I laughed, and I remember thinking, well, I mean, if you're talking pure financially, you are expensive. You are very expensive. But I obviously didn't say that, and I obviously don't feel that. The truth was this. I immediately looked at him after laughing and saying, I totally understand why you're asking that, but buddy, let me explain something. Living richly is different than having more money and being rich. And here's the key. Having you and your brother in my life and our family has created more wealth and purpose in my life than anything money can provide. If all the money was gone and all I had were you, I have a full life and a great life. And that's the truth. See, when you're investing in another human, it's not the cost that you're looking at, it's the investment. I'm investing in my children as their father to create successful humans, good relationships, and learning from them every single day as much as I'm teaching them. My favorite parts of my day are watching the kids play soccer, going to games on the weekends, traveling as a family, watching them grow up. That's living richly. And that's just one part. That's just the part that I chose to illustrate as a point. But the illusion of wealth is the trap. And the trap is this. See, growing up and not having as much, it's very easy. If you grew up in a way where you didn't have a whole lot of extra money and your mom or dad said no the minute you asked for something, you understood immediately. Most people did if they had any concept of the struggle their family may or may not have been going through. The reality is no meant no. What does it mean when you have more? When your family or your children know that you have more? Is it harder or easier for that person? Because no longer means no. No is now personal. No is now personal. Because you're choosing to say no even though you can. Why? Why are you saying no? Family, friends, other people want to know. Employees, whoever it is that you work with, people, when you are more successful and you have a more wealthy lifestyle, people want to know why you can't give. Not just that no means no anymore. See, the reality is it creates complexity in your life, not that it's bad, not that you should look at it as a negative, but you should be aware of it. But it should not be the focus. See, when the focus is living richly, you're focusing on the priorities. You're focusing on life's priorities. If you had moments to live, nothing in you thinks about passing your money to someone else. If you have moments to live, you're only thinking of the people that you love, that you'll miss, that will miss you, how they feel, what the world will be like without you. These are things that are powerful, and they're way, way, way above the illusion of wealth. Now look, having a little bit more than you need makes life a little bit easier. Let's be honest. We're not trying to say that having a wealthy lifestyle or making great money or being successful is bad. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when you focus on living richly, it's better than being rich. We all know people that are rich and wealthy that are like Scrooge. They're empty. They're alone. They're missing out on the real value of life. Their kids don't talk to them, or you are their kid and you're not talking to your family. Their relationships are splintered. The very things that you want in life are the things that you prioritize as what matters most. And for most of us, what matters most are our relationships, our health, our spirituality. And what we do every day, we do with passion, with love for the game, if you will, not just going to work, but actually loving what you do. These are the things that I frame my day out of, and I think a lot of people do. And if you do that and you live richly, you're actually leaving a legacy and living a legacy at the same time. Your impact is every day. And because of that, it makes life worth living and purposeful. And it applies so much more happiness and joy to our lives than money can ever do. The illusion of wealth is a trap. Focusing on money alone is a trap. Focusing on thing that can solve all your problems is a trap. Focusing on what it means, the value behind it, what can money do for you for security, for protection, for your relationships. Now it becomes purposeful, but not the other way around. Don't be a Scrooge. Don't end up in a cold room counting money, focusing on the things that don't matter in life. Let's focus on the things that matter most to us. Let's live a rich life. That is the key to success. Hopefully you enjoy these videos. Hopefully you're subscribing and you're sharing them. And if you like these videos, make sure you tune into a couple more, because we unlock the brain to think differently. We do so many things on these videos to help reframe a positive mindset and help you reach your full human potential.